Tonight, you will dream. You don't get to choose what about. You don't get to decide when it starts, or who appears, or why the house you grew up in suddenly has a room you never knew existed. It just happens. And when you wake up, you'll probably shake it off, pour your coffee, and move on with your day. But here is what almost no one stops to consider. That dream didn't begin with you. It began somewhere deep in time, long before cities, long before language, long before your ancestors even had a word for sleep. So what did they dream about? The answer isn't what you'd expect, and the more scientists dig into it, the stranger it gets. Let's start with what dreaming actually is. When your body shuts down for the night, your brain doesn't. Researchers at the Max Planck Institute for Human Cognitive and Brain Sciences have shown that the sleeping brain remains extraordinarily active, firing complex patterns of neural activity during a phase called REM sleep, rapid eye movement, where most vivid dreams occur. Your heart rate fluctuates, your eyes dart, your limbs twitch. Your brain is doing something it clearly needs to do. But why? The prevailing theory, backed by decades of research from neuroscientist Matthew Walker at the University of California, Berkeley, is that dreaming serves as a kind of emotional processing system. While you sleep, your brain replays the emotional weight of recent experiences, but without the chemical signature of stress. The molecule noradrenaline, which triggers anxiety and threat response when you're awake, drops to near zero during REM sleep. This gives your brain a rare window to revisit difficult experiences without being overwhelmed by them. It rehearses, it reframes, it untangles. Think about that for a second. Your brain uses the quiet of night to sort through what hurt, to file away what frightened you, to make sense of the world you just lived through. Now imagine the world your ancestor just lived through. Around 70,000 years ago, anatomically modern humans were navigating a landscape shaped entirely by survival. No agriculture, no permanent shelter, no guarantees. The threats were not abstract. They were specific. A sound at the edge of camp. A rival tribe 2 valleys over. A child running a fever with no remedy within reach. The emotional weight carried into sleep every single night was not the residue of meetings gone badly or arguments over text. It was the residue of genuine, immediate danger. And according to anthropologist Kelly Bulkley, who spent decades cataloging dream patterns across cultures and through recorded history, this shaped the content of ancient dreams in profound ways. His research into what he calls the evolved dream pattern reveals that across vastly different cultures, groups with no shared language, no shared religion, no shared geography, certain dream themes keep appearing with striking consistency. Being chased, falling, teeth loosening and falling out. Arriving somewhere important and being completely unprepared. Social humiliation. The death of someone close. You recognize those, don't you? You've had them. That recognition is not coincidence. It is inheritance. The brain you carry today is not dramatically different from the brain your ancestor carried 70,000 years ago. Evolution moves slowly. Culture moves fast. And your brain's dreaming architecture was largely in place long before the world you now inhabit. This is why modern humans still dream about being chased, even though most of us will never be hunted by a predator in our lifetimes. The threat detection system doesn't know your calendar. It doesn't know what century it's operating in. It only knows the logic it was shaped by. Something is pursuing you, and that matters. Psychologist Antti Revonsuo at the University of Turku developed what he named the threat simulation theory of dreaming. The theory proposes that dreaming evolved specifically as a rehearsal ground for threatening situations. In ancestral environments, regularly simulating threats during sleep would have conferred a meaningful survival advantage. An ancestor who had mentally rehearsed escaping a predator, even in a dream, was an ancestor slightly better prepared to do so when it actually happened. Dreaming, under this model, wasn't random. It was practice. And ancient humans appear to have understood this intuitively. The oldest recorded dream accounts aren't private diary entries. They were public documents, sacred ones. In ancient Mesopotamia, around 3,000 years before the Common Era, dreams were considered messages from gods. The Epic of Gilgamesh, among the oldest pieces of writing ever recovered, is full of dream sequences. Gilgamesh dreams of his own mortality. He wakes frightened and confused. He brings his dreams to his mother for interpretation. The culture surrounding him takes his dreams seriously. They weigh them, they discuss them. About